Hello friends, in this video we are going to learn about database system architecture. It is also known as architecture of database system. So let us discuss it in detail. First one is 4 different types of database user. We have already discussed in our previous video that there are 4 different types of database users. First one is nav user, second one is application programmer, third one is sophisticated user, and fourth one is database administrator. Now nav user will use application interface, or we can say nav user will use application program that is developed by application programmer. So the application programmer will write an application program which is used by nav user, and sophisticated user will use query tools, and database administrator will use administration tools. So up to here we have already discussed in our previous video, that is different types of database user and who uses which type of tools. Now next move further, what are the different components of database system architecture? So first component is query processor. This query processor will deal with the execution of DDL and DML statement. Now the question comes in our mind, what is DDL and what is DML statements? So first of all, if we want to define DDL, then the full form of DDL is data definition language. The query which are used to define the structure of database, or we can say structure of table, comes under DDL statement. Example of DDL statement are create, alter and drop. Then what is DML statement? The full form of DML statement is data manipulation language. The query, or we can say statement, which are used to manipulate the table, or we can say data, comes under DML statement. The example of DML statement are insert, update, delete, etc. So the query processor will simply execute the DDL and DML statement. Now let us see different types of components of query processor. First one is application program code, which is directly connected with application interface. Then after compiler and linker, this compiler is connected with application program which will compile that application program. Then comes DML queries, that is data manipulation language queries such as insert, update and delete, which are connected with query tools which is used by sophisticated user. Then comes DDL interpreter. Now what this DDL interpreter will do? It simply interprets DDL statement into a set of tables containing metadata. Now let's take an example. Suppose we want to store a data of student such as roll number, name and department into our database. So for that we need to create a table which consists of 3 columns: roll number, name and department. So to create the table we need to write query, that is create table, then after table name, then after column name, data type size, column name, data type size, again column name, data type size. So once we execute that create statement, the table will be created. This DDL interpreter will simply interpret that create statement and will convert into the table. Then comes DML compiler and organizer. What this DML compiler will do? It simply translate your DML statement into the low level statement so that the query evaluation engine will understand. Whatever the statement or whatever the query we write is in high level language, but your query will be executed by query evaluation engine which will only understand the low level instruction. So we need some component which will convert your high level DML query into the low level instruction so that low level instruction will be executed by query evaluation engine. So this DML compiler will simply convert your high level DML statement into the low level instruction so that the query evaluation engine will understand and execute it, and these converted low level instruction will be executed by query evaluation engine. So these are the different components of query processor. Next component is storage manager. What the storage manager will do, it simply provides interface between low level data stored and the application program, or we can say queries. Now whatever the data that we store will be stored over here below the storage manager, and this data is accessed by application program, or we can say by using some query. That application program and query is placed over here above the storage manager. So this storage manager will provide the interface between this data at bottom and this application program or query processor at above the storage manager. Now let us see different types of components of storage manager. First one is transaction manager. Now this transaction manager will simply preserve atomicity and will control the concurrency. We have already discussed what actually atomicity is. Atomicity means either your transaction will execute 0% or 100%, and this atomicity is preserved by transaction manager. And concurrency control means when more than one user can access your database, at that time this transaction manager will control that concurrency. Next, move further, authorization and integrity manager. Now this authority manager, or we can say authorization manager, will check the authority of user to access the data and will prevent if the user is not authorized to access your database. And integrity manager will check that whether the user will satisfy the business rules or not. Then comes file manager. This file manager will manage the allocation of space on the disk storage. Means whenever we are storing some data in the database, at that time this file manager will allocate proper space to store the data in our file system or in disk storage. Then comes buffer manager. Buffer manager will simply fetch the data from the disk to memory for being used. Means whenever we want to perform some operation on data, at that time the data must be fetched from disk storage to memory to use the data, and that is to be carried out by buffer manager. So these are the various components of storage manager. Next, move further, disk storage. Disk storage means where your actual database is to be stored, where your actual data is stored. Now let us see the different components of disk storage. First one is data dictionary. This data dictionary will store metadata. We have already discussed in our previous video that there are two different parts of your database. First one is actual data and second one is metadata. Now where your actual metadata, that is data about data, or we can say schema, where this data about data or we can say schema is stored, that is nothing but data dictionary. So data dictionary is used to store your metadata. Next, move further, indices. These indices will simply provide faster access to your data item. Then moves further, data, that is where actually your data is stored. We have already discussed that your metadata is stored at data dictionary and your actual data is stored at your warehouse, that is data warehouse. So this data is nothing but your data warehouse where your actual data is to be stored. And last one is statistical data, that will provide, or we can say it is used to store statistical information about the data. So this is nothing but database system architecture, which mainly consists of three different parts. First one is data storage, storage manager and query processor. And above all these components there are four different types of database user. Thank you very much.